Some technical difficulties there, but hello, everybody, and welcome. I'm going to just give it a moment to see who is coming on to the chat. I debated on coming on live today. I am obviously not at home. However, it's been a big week, and there's been some big, let's just say, I don't want to call them realizations because they were definitely things that I knew, only more and more layers. I get more in-depth messages and understanding of what we humans are experiencing at this time through the energy shifting and increasing on the planet. And it's been a bumpy ride for many of us. It's been a wild and crazy ride. It's been amazing and terrifying. And I just want to first touch base on some of my experiences this week, especially. This week has been it's been up and down for sure, through the experiences, through the perception, let's just say. So I'm going to start off with talking about how we are evolving and the dimensions. So let's start off with the third dimension. And I think Einstein's theory or understanding and description of it fit perfectly. It is how we can define our material space here on the planet. It is dense, it is a slower vibrating energy, and Earth herself had resided in a third dimensional frequency for thousands of years. However, that has shifted, and she has finally made it to anchor in the fifth dimensional frequency. Now it's up to us humans to catch up, to make it, to be in alignment with Earth. And so we have a lot of solar flares and a lot of planetary activity and star systems and a lot of different energies that are working organically for us all to, I don't want to say comfortably, but naturally move in frequencies and get more comfortable in our multidimensionalness, because we are multidimensional beings. And in the third dimension, in the third density, we have that amnesia. We are in survival mode, and we have resided in this dimension for thousands and thousands of years. However, we have the ability, and we all have had the experiences of moving into, which is through our perception, the fourth and fifth dimension or density, through our dream state, through our experiences with the natural world, through our spiritual spirit experiences, through life, through birth, through death. And many of us have had a really good taste of the fifth dimensional frequency, which is unconditional love. It is amazing. It is incredible. And we don't stay there. None of us do. Some of us longer than others. And we're being taught how to navigate, because when we reach the fifth dimensional frequency, everything is all is one. We're all connected. We're connected to the earth. We're connected to nature. We can see more. We can experience more. There is that unconditional love. And when we then drop down back into the third dimension, Oh, the back of my crown is on fire right now. When we drop back down into the third dimension, we're like, I want to get back there, which is why there's so many different practices, yoga and meditating and breath work that will get you to the fourth dimension pretty quickly. But again, we don't stay there. We will naturally. This is what's happening now. We are going in and out of the third, fourth, and fifth dimension constantly. Many of us, like several times a day, several times within an hour or even a few minutes. Oh, ooh, the back of my crown. And we start to experience physical sensations when we move through the different dimensions as well. This is what many call the ascension symptoms. Because it takes the physical body, which holds the most density, and it is our physical body that will and is anchoring in or bringing in more of the higher frequency energy or light. The important key here, and I have been guided, and I understand how to trust. I'm going to show you the cards that came out for me. Trust the flow state. Trust where I'm guided, and when things are not happening or not working out, not to force things. It has been a very interesting ride, I'd say, for the last month or so, to really trust and know when I'm in flow and know when I'm not in flow, know when I'm in my third dimensional beingness and trying to do. And it's frustrating, especially now with the way the planets are lined up. Many of us are not going to be able to successfully do, especially if we're in training. Hello, Darren. If we're in this training ground for trusting the flow of life. When you're in the third dimensional frequency or of perception, that's survival. Like our humanness, we're not wired that way. We don't want to. It's really difficult to trust flow when you're in third density or third dimensional frequency. But it's okay. It's part of the journey. It's part of the process, and we are being guided and kind of in this training to trust our own physical body and our own interdimensional beingness, because we do have these abilities to tap into the fourth and fifth dimension pretty quickly. And that's when we realize I am a creator being. That's when the mystical, magical things begin to happen, and synchronicities and manifestation begins to happen, because we are in flow, we are trusting, we are in this openness and receptivity. But it's really tough to do when you're back down in the third dimension. So don't be hard on yourself, and don't try to force yourself out of the third dimension into the fourth and fifth. Because regardless, you're not going to stay there. It's understanding where you're at in your perception. I'm not home. I'm at my sister's. I'm dog sitting her dog, and she is a very old dog. She's going through a transition. She has cancer, and she has a lot of extreme separation anxiety and whatnot. And I feel like Spirit put me here this weekend as more of a teaching tool as well. Whenever I'm engaged with somebody, whether it be an animal or a human in transition, that is very spiritual for me, a very spiritual experience. Where was I going here? Getting back to, and I will pull some cards for us all, but I want to talk about, this is actually what's happening to us all, whether we're aware of it or not, how we can go in and out of the different dimensions, and we always will, but know when you're in that fifth dimensional frequency, or even the fourth, where suddenly you're light, you're flowing, things are flowing smoothly, and it feels like life is speaking to you. Life is forgiving, and you're more receptive. Your intuition is picking up and understanding the flow better, and we feel as if we are one with all. It is very easy to go into that forgiveness state again, however long we stay there, and then we drop down into the third dimension again, and our old pain. These are the things that block the channel as well. Our traumas, our pains, our patterns, our conditioning, our programming will block those channels of receptivity to the higher frequency energies that are coming in, which is, again, an organic experience that we're all having. So it's really not to force anything or be hard on yourself. If you're in a state where you're purging, or you're feeling angry, or you're feeling sad, or you're feeling victimized, feel it. The only way to move through these energies is to truly feel them and release them. And when we finally allow ourselves to release those sensations, those very real experiences, we get a release, and we start to feel lighter, and we begin to move into maybe the fourth dimension or the fifth dimension, just to have those experiences of like flying or navigating between 3 different dimensions right now. And this will be going on for I don't know how long, a long time, because now that Earth is anchored in that 5th dimensional grid, in that 5th dimensional frequency, she ain't going back down. So this is big for humans. This is huge for humans, where we are actually now at a tipping point where we're the ones. It's up to us. It's up to each and every one of us to trust ourselves and to trust what we're feeling, sensing, experiencing is guiding us. It's guiding us into a new experience of life, and really trying to shed the old layers of pain and trauma and experiences. So again, I pulled cards before I came on here, and the guides just said, keep them. Show everybody this reading, and then we'll pull some cards after that. So the first card was the Queen of Wands. And this is, remember, you are a creator. Remember, your passion is your strength, is your power, is your magic. Don't forget. Don't forget that this power lies within you. It is the very life force energy that has our heart beating, has the blood moving through our veins. It is what connects us to the all. We are at this point on the journey, many of us, where we are still questioning ourselves. Am I ready? Am I ready for something different? Am I ready for a different dimension? I don't want to stay in this third dimension all the time, because it feels like it's really hard. It's very difficult to survive or to move through the third dimensional energy right now. For myself personally, it is very hard. But I'm understanding that the reason why it's hard is because I still also have certain emotions that are blocking that channel to access the higher dimensions that have me trusting the flow of life. But the Two of Wands is a preparation stage, where she's looking out the window and she's seeing all that is there, the clouds, the sky, the sunset. It's all speaking to her. And she knows that there's much more to this life and much more in this world than what she's seeing, what she's experienced in the past. It is that spark of energy, that spark of passion of like, yeah, I am a creator being. I am alive. There's a reason why I'm alive. And then the Empress and the Knight of Wands came out together, which is telling me that we're still in a very fragile and sensitive spot in our lives where we're still acknowledging and working through the challenges that life has brought to us. But it's important to give ourselves that nurturing, that love and compassion, and see how far all that we've gone through, all that we've experienced was not for nothing. It was not for nothing at all. Every single one of us, our pain, our challenges, our struggles will become our strengths, if they have not already, will become our medicine for ourselves and for others. So give yourself as much love, nurturing, and care. And stand tall. Stand tall. Don't give up. Hi, everybody. Sorry. Yes, it's, wow. And I'll tell you, when I come back down, each time I come back down into the third dimension recently, I find myself, I pick it up right away because I find myself complaining. I find fear comes back. Worry, concern, third dimensional survival things. And it doesn't feel good. And I know those are certain beliefs that I need to still work through. But I've been shown over and over and over again, we are all very stubborn because it's hard to trust flow when you're in survival, when you're in the third dimension. And especially if you're paying attention to the news and whatever else is being fed to masses at this time. And understand, like, everything is happening all at once in so many different parts of the world. Great changes are amongst us all, but those great changes truly come from us. This awakening, this realization that I can get into different dimensions and different perspectives of what this life really is, and my energy, and how energy works, and how I can, manipulation of energy has not been a secret through the ages. It's just who had that knowledge for the longest time. Sorry. I'm sorry, I need a moderator sometimes. Where was I? Let's pull some cards. Shall we? Let's pull some cards. And it's so easy. It's so easy to be in flow and be in the fourth and fifth dimensions, and then get snapped out and drop back down into the third dimension. And then you're like, what am I doing? Am I being a fool? I'll tell you right now, no, because I would not be standing here, reading tarot, talking about all of this if that was the case. I have a very unique life that is very different than most of my life. And it is all about trust and flow and following my intuition. But I still have third dimensional challenges that bring great fear, worry, concern, still. And then I'm shown you had nothing to worry about each and every time. But do I forget? I forget. Sure, we all do. We're human. This is what we're learning to move out of, move beyond. So we must be patient with this process. It's not a quick, fast change. Yet we will see in stages of the journey that some things will change pretty quickly. And I did title this Big Changes Happening, because one of the biggest changes that are happening are the waves of collective that have been awakened and understand to some degree the different fields of dimension and how much more there is than what we can actually see, touch, taste, hear, feel on the third dimensional plane. We've had those experiences, and you cannot unsee what you've seen. You cannot go back from these experiences. Yet when we're in the third dimension, it doesn't feel good. It doesn't. Which is why there's so many different practices out there, spiritual practices that assist people in getting in tune with their body, because we must be in the body, in tune with the frequencies that are flowing through the body, and to help bring us to different dimensions. But don't let that fool you. There is never a quick fix to this journey. It is naturally happening. We certainly can help it along, but you will be very disappointed if you think that going to, I don't want to knock anybody's practice, because I think that they're all good. And if whatever works for you, works for you. But let's just say going to Kundalini yoga is going to enlighten me. And you may have experiences that you can refer back to when you're in the third dimension, like, oh yeah, but that happened, so I know I can get there again. Just understand that right now we are swimming in between dimensions, and for some, it's enough to bring you to a breaking point of like almost having a psychotic break. And that's why I do what I do, because I think I was one of them at one point. Navigating between the dimensions, you're like, am I crazy? Is this happening? Where am I? Am I in a dream or am I awake? Did that bird just talk to me? Or am I imagining things? That kind of stuff. I don't know what happened here, but okay. So let's keep going. Message for us all, please. The big changes, obviously, right now we have the eclipse window. The energy of the eclipses are working in overtime. So it's like a good push for us all to first release the first lunar eclipse on the south node, the tail of the dragon. What happens at the tail end? It's excretion, release, purging. So there's a lot of that going on, and don't let that fool you. That is an important aspect of the journey. It is really important to clear out all of that gunk from the body and the emotional body. Very important. Otherwise, our channels to navigating intuitively and energetically will be clogged up by all of that old stored pain and trauma. I'm listening, thank you. Best me not saying anything, it doesn't serve me. That's okay, Darren. I appreciate your expression. But I do understand that when we are in pain and when we are extremely angry and disappointed in what life is serving us, expressing that is an important part of the journey. Suffering in silence. Because, yeah, if we suffer in silence and we're just holding it in and we're driving, it turns into a feedback loop that just loops over and over and over again inside the mind, inside the body, and that grows and festers. So no suffering in silence. But I do ask everybody be kind on the chat. And there is an energetic war going on. And there will be, that's going to bump up as well. Mental conflict, yes. This is what's probably the biggest caveat, the biggest issue that we all have with this journey of navigating the different dimensional frequencies, is that we still do have unresolved pain and suffering inside. And even though we can get to heightened states of awareness and experience, we come back down into the third dimension. And if we have not, and we haven't, nobody has fully purged it all, because I'm still purging stuff. And I've been doing this for a long time. There's a lot of stored pain and trauma in us. And I also pull in, we all do, collective energy. But anyway, it really can mess with the mind. What do I believe? I don't know if I understand. I actually even had this experience today. I found my shift between the dimensions happening over and over again rapidly through the day. And I have an event that I'm going to be working at. Hi, Patsy. This weekend, and I suddenly just had this block, this blank, like I had no motivation. I didn't feel like this imposter syndrome. Hi, Martin. What's the shadow side of Libra? Funny you say that. I think that that's what we're experiencing, huh? Well, the shadow, Libra is the other, me and you, right? So, yeah, we're going to be seeing a lot of the shadow of the imbalance within relationships between people, for sure. But more so, what my experience, especially today, was the imbalance of my relationship with myself. I found myself driving down the road and I'm like, I don't even know who I am right now. Like I felt so, because I was in this cloud of fourth and fifth dimensional energy for a long time. And then I was brought back down pretty abruptly and given like all these assignments, these third dimensional assignments. And I'm like, what? Very confused about who am I? What am I doing? Like it can bring a lot of confusion, and that's to be understood. We've been so heavily programmed and conditioned, all of us. And when we are in the higher states of awareness, perspective, dimensions, we can see that clearly. We can see our shadow. We can see all of the things playing out and all the characters that have come into our life to teach us a lesson and us them. But when we're back down in the third dimension, the third density, the very slow moving, dense energy, it feels heavy. It feels confusing. And it's like, wait, do I have this right? Am I perceiving that right? It's like night and day, actually. It's like waking up from a dream, and the dream felt so real. You thought it was real, and then you're awake and you're like, oh wait, no, I was just dreaming. That's kind of like, but you're not. When you're visiting the other dimensions, you are seeing your higher self, your soul self. Challenges, okay. And that's a big challenge right now for a lot of us, and that is another reason why many of us are tired, as well as having a lot of new frequency coming onto the planet that's working in our body. It's moving through our body. It's breaking things up. I don't know about you, but I'm having all kinds of pains and aches and weird stuff happening physically. And I always know when that's happening, something's about to break. So there's a breakthrough coming. And I've had quite a few this week on my own journey. I've also still had old past painful experiences in relationship that have come back up into my consciousness, come back up in my emotional field. And just when I thought I had forgiven and moved on, obviously I did not fully, right? Way too calm. And calm before the storm. Is that what you mean? Good to see you guys all here. Obviously, I am not at home. I'm just down the road from my house. I'm at my sister's. So the important thing here is Willow Pillow. I like that name. Hi. Good to see you too. Hi, Patsy. Yeah, I'm in a really interesting energy where it fluctuates drastically. And I think maybe you guys might relate. I know I'm not the only one. I was walking earlier today, just kind of talking to myself and to the guides, like, do I even talk about this? I don't even know how to talk about this because it seems so otherworldly, but I know I'm not the only one. I know I'm not the only one. The other thing that has been coming up, because I know I specifically have been asked or told that I'm being asked and shown how to only operate in a flow state, which is easy to do when you're totally tapped into the fifth dimension. You trust life. You trust the flow of life. You trust your intuition. You trust where you're being led. But when you're back down in the third dimension, and we're always going to fluctuate. And this is how we have to understand how to operate in all of the dimensions. When we're down in the third dimension, suddenly I got to plan stuff. There are plans. I've got an event to work at this weekend, and I'm like, I don't even know what I'm going to do, what I'm going to say. What am I supposed to bring? Who am I? Am I supposed to be at this event? I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't be at this event. I mean, these are the things that went through. Like, I had no motivation even. So it's like, be patient with yourself. Be patient with any plans that you make. They may or may not work out for you. It depends on your journey and where your higher self and your guides are trying to teach you how to go in the flow state. Today felt ultra strange when I woke up this morning. Yes, flow. Yeah. It's been ultra strange for me all week long. I mean, it has been, and I've been shown also this week, and they didn't really show me until yesterday that, we all have our routine. We all have our routine that keeps us basically in survival mode. To make money, to have food on the table, and all of those things require this third dimensional state of mind. And mine just got broken up again, and like nothing's flowing like it was. And so I'm like, okay, well, going with the flow. So be patient with those things that you plan that may or may not work out for you. You may be in a state where you're being taught or guided into trusting the flow. And I would feel like, because there are certain things I'm like, well, maybe I should do this, and it just didn't feel right. And I would feel this like backlash or this wall. Let me see what you guys are saying here. Hi, Lisa. I just told myself the same thing, up and down, here and there. Yeah, exactly. It's very confusing, is it not? Topsy-turvy, says Patsy. Yeah, life is so distracting. Yeah, life is so distracting. Yeah, for sure avoid drama, especially during this lunar eclipse energy, because if there's any drama energy going around, or if it's part of your life experience to be involved or not be involved in drama, it will certainly seek you out. Back away from that kind of stuff for sure. There are obstacles and challenges that we face, especially when we're not trusting the flow of life. So my experience this week, paying gigs that I have were like topsy-turvy, and I knew intuitively something's off, the way things are like very chaotic right now, not just in my life but the people around me. And then the guides came in and they're like, you have to learn how to flow. If it's not feeling right, back down. This is still a time of rest and rejuvenating our energy. So anyway, by yesterday, things kind of cleared. I did have a moment of like, oh my gosh, I hope I can make my mortgage payment at the end of this month, because like work has been so scattered. And it all just came in. It just like from unknown sources. And I'm not here to say like that's a magical pill. It's just my lesson for learning how to flow, learning how to go with the flow. Trying not to force things or make things happen. And even if there are things I really want to happen, the timing is off. It doesn't feel right. It feels like I'm forcing something. Then stop, you know? Shrug it off. Rest and rejuvenate. Great card. Yes. Martin says, crikey, just looked at what's happening in the sky. Venus conjunct Saturn. Yeah. Looks like it's square to Jupiter too, which is also about to go conjunct Uranus. And I've had Saturn squaring my natal Venus this whole month, which also explains why things aren't working. So this is definitely my big lesson, and I'm here to share it with you guys, because in the beginning, I panicked. I'm like, oh my God, I gotta figure this out. I had like, what am I gonna do? Like having all of that anxiety and stuff. And when I finally like was able to sort of calm down and understand and really pick up that like there are some really weird, wacky things that are happening that are showing me like, you have no control over this. We don't have control over these things. You have no control over this. Obstacles and challenges left and right. Because whatever is coming through the solar eclipse, now that's April 8th, and we still have like a big window. We've got like 6 months of time or something with this eclipse energy. It's first release of the old perspective, the old pain, the old worry, the old concern, which is not easy, but it's also releasing your judgment. Really, there's so much to release, and everybody's experience is unique to themselves. But South Node, Libra, most likely a lot of people are having to let go of something, or let go of relationships, or let go of something within the relationship, whether it's an opinion or a judgment or whatever. It's still a very important part of the phase, because when we move into the solar eclipse, the Aries energy, we're in Aries season, but we're not feeling that Aries. It's like we're still dealing with Pisces stuff. And I still feel heavy Pisces energy right now, personally. Let's see here. Willow Pillow, sometimes things are not meant to align. Divine redirection, yes. Then when we listen and trust, we come back into alignment. Exactly. And I've been doing that, navigating that like a crazy person for this entire month. And I feel like I finally have settled into that surrender. Okay, I'm gonna flow. It's hard. You're gonna look kind of crazy or chaotic to other people around you, where you once were excited about something, but suddenly it doesn't feel right. I'm completely trusting my instincts that if something doesn't feel right, first of all, I need to sit with it. Why doesn't it feel right? Is it something in me that's off, or is this not the right time to actually do this or go here? And that's the kind of navigation I've had to work through. And luckily, I don't feel like I need to explain myself to too many people, but some people still are at that stage where you feel like you have to explain yourself to people, and you may piss people off or confuse people when you're in flow state and they're like, what's your plans? Like, I don't make plans. I have been taught not to make plans. No, it's not. Okay. I typically don't make plans, but then big plans come to me like through the universe, like trips. We have a trip plan, my whole family. I'm going on that. There's certain things I know are going to happen, but on my regular day to day or whatever, and it's not an easy way to live, but it is the organic, natural way that we are meant to live. And trust me, it's doable. I'm finding it's actually very doable. The Libra generation. Yeah, well, there's a lot of us in that. Pluto in Libra. Let go of a whole damn life. Yeah, pretty much. Darren says, do you know about the shadow sides of Libra, Martin? I'd love to know more. Would you like to hook up for a coffee and talk about it? Oh, that's awesome. You guys should hook up. Faith in thyself. Yes. I surrender. Saint Finnegan. Time for your well-deserved break. Thank you. Finding joy. I'm with you, Martin. I would say the shadow side of Libra is more like those patterns we're shedding. The codependency, the need to people please, which actually isn't really pleasing anybody. And it is coming from a selfish place, even though we don't typically want to see it that way. Knight of Swords wanted to pop out. A whole damn life. Well, yeah. A whole damn perspective of life too, right? Because we don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater. A lot of our experiences do have great lessons and wisdom to be gained from them. But then to carry the grudges or to carry the pain or the attitude or the perception of being a victim or all of that stuff really should be thrown out when it's time, when you're ready. Don't try to prematurely forgive or move past something. Life is bringing us to these stages, and a lot of us, myself included, don't recognize exactly what we need to let go, and sometimes we do need a little bit of a wake-up call. Uranus will bring that. Saturn can too sometimes. Shake us up to see things from a higher perspective. People pleasing from trauma. Also, I'm seeing this card as the need to save others, rescue others. This is a big thing. This is a big, hard lesson I had to learn years ago in doing what I do, and having the ability to see what I see. I was always trying to help people out of their pain and situation and to see what I saw. And that just always backlashed to the universe, you don't do that. They need to see this for themselves. So definitely, yes, learning to please me more. Yes, Patsy. Darren says, I'm done with people pleasing, that's for sure. Good. Well, and we do get this call where we feel like, I gotta go save you, or I gotta go do this. And sometimes it feels like a burst of passionate energy. It's a charge, especially when you have big realizations or revelations. It's like you want to share it with your loved ones. They're not usually ready to hear what we have to share. Yeah, but I learned the hard way. about the rescuer. But it did show me that I do care about other people in the journey, and that I have the gift, but they have to come to me. And when they come to me and ask, then I can give. But if I give unsolicited advice or show them what I see from my psychic lens, and they're not ready to hear it, it falls on deaf ears, but it actually can really turn on me as well. A waste of energy. Yep. Yep. So I see that as being a shadow aspect of Libra for sure. Just any of those patterns that we are really getting a deeper look at within ourselves, within our relationship patterns. And those will always, the best way to learn about yourself is through the relationship with others. So if you're not in any relationships with others, because many of us are in like kind of a solo journey for the most part right now. I mean, we do have certain key people, but they come in and out of our lives because we're really doing a lot of work on ourselves, internal. And we're also like a sponge absorbing all of this energy. Like my face is getting hot. We're getting hit with some geomagnetic storms big time right now. And it was weird because I had this pain in the back of my head for the first 5 minutes or so of doing this reading. Energy used for the good from now on. Deeper meaning. I am self-reliance. Ooh. Relationships are the best way to learn about ourselves and the blind spots, the things that we don't see all the time about ourselves that are stored in our cellular memory, stored in our body from our childhood. I mean, many of you may have the same thing. There's a good chunk of my childhood I have no memory of at all. None. I can get a little bit of info from my mom. I can get a little bit of info through old photos, but nothing. And so that tells me, ooh, there's a lot of stuff stored in those years, a lot that I'm not aware of. Now it comes up. I can see it through challenges within relationships. I can see how certain parts within me take over my consciousness and come online because they want to protect me from being re-traumatized, which would come in the form of people pleasing or trying to help others, you know, be looked at in a good light, you know, those kind of patterns, so that nobody sees my shadow. Well, it's important. It's important that I see my shadow. It's important that you see your shadow. And the only way we can truly do this is through the reflection of relationships, truly. So it is an important part of the journey for sure. Hi, Granny Paula. I remember everything. That's nice. Same here. We remember more as we get older. Yeah, through the journey, you do remember more. And we're able to then pull ourselves up by our bootstraps, so to speak, and see not only ourselves clearly, but we can see others as well. And I'll tell you, it actually came through in one of the readings I was doing, the elements. It came through very heavily, and it reminded me of one of the challenges that I face still to this day, is jealousy and envy from others, and how that makes me feel inside. First of all, I don't like it. Nobody likes it. But instead of feeling like a victim to it, having the ability to see into the other person of where that actually is coming from, their own internal wounds. And then what does it bring up inside of me? Defensiveness, or like, who do you think you are? Like that kind of stuff, because I used to have quite the attitude in my past to be able to rise above a challenge through somebody else instead of engage in the interaction that they may want to conjure up. Or it could just be, we can transmute that energy so it doesn't turn into a situation, and not because you're trying to people please. That's the important part, is to see, okay, I see, universe, I see what you're showing me. I see that you're showing me this person's pain. You're also showing me my pain that comes up from this interaction and what it's bringing up in me. And now I get a chance to, it's a choice, right? I can choose to see it from the higher perspective clearly, or I can choose it to see it from the third dimensional aspect of this person wants harm on me, or wants to have power over me, or something like that, which may still have truth to it, but it's not the whole truth. We can see many different truths in a situation, if you know what I mean. Oh, I got a lot of hot heat going through me. Nobody is perfect. Put the jigsaw pieces together. Yes. Except after C. I before E, except after C. Whew, why am I so hot? It's not even hot in here. There's a lot of energy flowing through. Darren brings up a good point. People will go for anything they think will trigger you. When you can actually get yourself to the state of seeing this as a challenge from the universe to actually free you from some hidden shadow or hidden trauma that you're not fully aware of, or you're not ready to let go of, people will try to trigger you in all different directions. And we could go about life in that way and feel very like looking over our shoulder every moment, like what next, and be very guarded and wounded. But what kind of life is that? That's not living. That's not living as sovereign in your own true power. That's giving your power away to others. Take those triggers and take them, swallow them in, go deep in. And only when you're ready. This is just a suggestion. I don't want to trigger you more, but that's what the trigger is truly meant. The trigger can actually be a gift if we're at that place where we can see it. It's not easy. It's not. I know, my face is like on fire. Whew, B complex and Flexi does wonders. Thank you. I've been having massive hot flashes for 2 days. Normally, being in menopause for me, it's only once every few days. Things are off in energy. Absolutely. I was fine before I turned the camera on, and then all of a sudden the back of my head I can't even describe the sensation, but it felt like it was in like a big vice grip, and then it just flooded through my body. So weird. Aww. Darren says, very true. Martin tried it there, invited him for a coffee and got no response. Got triggered. Not triggered either. Been hot flashing for years now. Yeah, I have been too, off and on, but man, oh man, the heat, it's like I am sweating. Of course, it's a lot warmer in this house than it is in my house, so maybe I'm not used to having a full central heating system. But yeah, so I don't know where all you guys, if you guys were all in here in the beginning when I was talking about how we are doing a lot more of the navigating of the different dimensions. And it can really cause the mind to get very confused. Because one moment you're just like, oh, I see light and love, and I feel connected, and things feel good. Well, depending, you could be in the fourth dimension where you're just like at peace and you can breathe, or you're in the fifth dimension where you're just like, wow, everything is amazing and we're all one and it's unconditional love. And you drop back down into the third dimension. You're like, who am I? What's going on? Oh my God, I gotta get my car inspected. Those kinds of things. What day is it? It's so confusing. Spring is coming, yeah. Winter cold, gone for now. That's nice. Mama's hot like a furnace, that's for sure. Oh, I hope you guys hook up. That would be awesome. You can have shadow talks. Oh, I know. Knowing what day it is, what time it is, it's just, oh. And the more I get pulled into, and it's not even, I'm not intentionally doing it. I don't think any of us are, which is another reason why I want to just give a warning to those who, and I'm not saying don't you do the practices that you do to get yourself into a higher state of consciousness. That's all well and good, but don't expect to stay there because the energy we're in right now is such a fluctuation. It's up and down and up and down and up and down. And we're just like, that's why we need to rest. That is why it's like, I don't know if I'm coming, if I'm going, if I'm happy, if I'm sad, if I'm mad. It's very bipolar. It's very all over the place. And that's when the guides came in. They're like, you are learning how to be in flow. And that is, it takes time, all month. And I'm still not there, but I'm getting better because I've had confirmations along the way of when I'm in flow, things work out. Whatever I was worried about before, when I release that, and I'm like, all right, I trust. I'm just going to trust because I have no control. We really don't. We think we can control. In the fourth and fifth dimension, needing to control doesn't even exist. Third dimension, gotta control or I'm not gonna survive. That's the difference. And it's very like, oh my God, who am I? And if you're around a lot of other people who are not conscious and their frequency is a lower vibration and they're in their belief systems and or worse, they're telling you what you need to do or how you need to do it, that I can only imagine how difficult and challenging that would be because it doesn't matter. The frequency, the energies are still doing what they're doing, and it's putting a tight squeeze on people who are in a very restricted space, either through relationships or jobs or whatever, to the point where I gotta get free. I gotta break free. I was at this point many years ago and you couldn't stop me. Like nothing could stop me. It was more painful to stay in where I was. It didn't matter what frequency I was in than to get into my own space for a while, you know? I am never sure what day it is anymore. Are we coming or going? Come on. We will all go together. Anything's better than staying. Oh, there's Kylie. So the dog, I'm dog sitting. She's on sedatives right now. So I may need to let her out. If you guys just give me one moment, I want to keep an eye on her. Hi, sweetie. You want to go outside? Huh? You want to go outside? Come on. You want to go? No? Not ready yet? Come here. Oh, honey. Sorry, guys. Bear with me. I'm going to have to let her back in. I didn't expect her to wake up. All right. Hopefully she can make it back up on the porch. She's very old. She has cancer. She's doing okay. She's in different dimensions too. She's in and out of different dimensions too. But she has this extreme separation anxiety. And so Molly gave her a sedative before they left. She's been sleeping. She's kind of wobbly, so I'm getting closer to the Rainbow Bridge, yeah. I told her, not on my watch, not this weekend. So we have the Six of Swords that came out, which is a lovely energy of we have support. Our guides and the angels and the universe is really guiding us along these choppy waters right now. We really need to trust and come into our own power, our own energy, because we will get stronger internally, frequency-wise. We are beginning to hold higher frequencies in the body. We've been doing this for a couple of years. And again, it takes the body a little while longer to catch up. So we have the aches and the pains and the different ways of purging. The body's going to purge just like we emotionally purge. So it does take some time. So the more that we can honor our own energy and honor that process, the better. Separation anxiety is no joke. I know all about it. It's really terrible. This poor girl, she just goes into the corner when they have a camera over here when they're not home, and she just goes into the corner and barks for hours. But usually she's not left alone for that long. He woke up this morning thinking it was Saturday. I do that a lot. I'm like, where are we at? What day is it? Let me just go check on her because, again, she's kind of highly sedated. You okay, Kai-Kai? You coming out in? All right, she seems okay. So I'll let her out there for a little bit longer so we don't have any accidents inside. Was gonna wash my hair today and said, nope, maybe tomorrow. You know, I've been like, I actually did wash my hair yesterday, but there's like so much that I normally would repetitively do that if I don't feel inspired to do, right, lately, I'm like, maybe tomorrow. I just don't feel like I don't have the energy. I don't have the energy to do all that. Anybody ever wake up in a hospital not knowing how they got there? Ooh, no. Happened to me a few times. That's gotta be creepy. This morning was still a whole 24 hours away. I'm telling you, these dimension jumps, or timeline jumps even, if you want to call them that, are crazy right now. And it is. It's like, so timeline is like you can put yourself in the mental, emotional zone of, I'm going to wash my hair. And then all of a sudden, another energy will come and it'll direct you into a different timeline. No, you're going to cook dinner, or you're going to lay down, or you're going to do something else. And it's like we just keep getting pushed around and shifted around, and it's very interesting. It is kind of creepy. Darren's joking. I have woken up on my kitchen floor though. This was a couple years ago when the solar flares first started. I had 2 incidences, and it was before I moved into the house I live in now, where I would wake up in the middle of the night, just like to go to the bathroom, and I would be conscious of that, and then I would wake up on the floor of the kitchen. Both times it was the kitchen too. And I hit my head really hard. So, and I couldn't figure out what, but an energy or something just knocked me out cold. I had a black eye from the one. It was really, that was scary. And my son was like, maybe you need to get a brain scan. And I'm like, no, I think things are just, I think I'm just going through something. So let's get one last message from us from the Starseed Oracle. Yeah, that was scary. That was really scary. I was also going through a lot of energetic upgrades and a lot of different psychic things going on. So this was around 2020, 2019 and 2020, I think were the 2 times that happened. But it was really scary. Willow Pillow says, yep, woke up saying I'm going to get lots of work done, 0 motivation today, so I took a nap. Yeah, me too. We get these bursts of motivation and then it goes away. There she is at the door. Hold on a second. She made it back up. Come on, I got you. I got you. There you go. Good girl. Okay. Yeah. Oops. Hey, Kylie, want a treat? There you go. All right, so I'm gonna do one last card so I can keep an eye on her. Her legs are really wobbly from this medicine that she's on, and she looks like she does not know where she's at. So as we're talking about these things, poor Kylie is experiencing that right now. She's just she's in a twilight zone. I can see it in her eyes. She's just like, who are you? Wait, what are you guys saying? I used to faint when I was a little anemic. I had never fainted before. I had 2 different fainting spells. It was so scary. Done that. Woke up dazed on the bathroom floor with a broken sternum. Ooh, after passing a stone. Ow. Ow, ow, ow. Martin. Darren says I woke up on top of a church. Drunk, of course. You see, St. Kevin? You guys are funny. Poor Kylie. I had never fainted before. I've had come close where I would see like the blinky stars, but then I would always catch myself. Never fainted before. And no, I wasn't under the influence of anything. It was like I would woken up in the middle of the night just to do my business. And okay, Kylie. She's trying to walk, poor thing. All right, we're gonna get one last message and then I'm gonna go lay down with Kylie. We're supposed to get some really nasty storms here tomorrow where I'm at. It's supposed to rain like 2 inches or something like that. So, be interesting. But I always enjoy getting a good rain. It kind of clears the energy, you know, those storms. It clears the energy in the atmosphere. Yes, be safe. You be safe too. I don't plan on going anywhere. except for Sunday. The banter is good. So, final message for us all. I'm so glad that you guys could all be here. Our traditional Friday nights. Home and snuggly all day tomorrow. Yes, same here. So, we have Messenger, which says Sirius energy, bringing harmony and balance. And then we have Portal. Doors are opening. You decide. Rewards, wild card. So we'll read them both. Moonstone says, I'm in Idaho, supposed to rain lots this weekend. Yeah, I think it's coming across the whole country, isn't it? Something like that. I don't know. I don't watch the news or anything. I get the weather reports from my sister and from other people. Like I said, I don't watch the news, but it comes to me through other sources for sure. Home all day, snuggly tomorrow. Yes. Thank you, everyone. I had a little laugh there and needed it. Oh, good, Darren. I'm glad. Serious is serious. That's right. So let's read that first. The Messenger. At least it's not snow. I'm so over the snow. We have all the flowers blooming now. I'm hoping this rain kind of clears the pollen away too. I know there's more to come, but let's start with this one. You guys can see that or not. You're part of a lineage of souls who have dedicated their lifetimes to upliftment of the planet, to returning time and again to seed the light, the crystalline ones, the ones who are here to plant the sacredness of life back in, to honor both the sacred feminine and masculine, to usher deep reverence back in. Many ascended masters are thought to be connected to the energy of Sirius. Often appearing as a shade of blue, they hold the frequency of pure love and are here to help the masculine and feminine exist in harmony, to ensure greater balance, to help us see that we are all connected and that all masculine and feminine energies exist within us all. You're being called to bring about this balance and harmony between the masculine and feminine, to be a guardian of harmony and balance on the earth. Think of the whales traveling around the globe, sharing love through their healing vibrational song. Their unique note sends balance and harmony to every corner of the planet. A rebalancing of the masculine and feminine is occurring worldwide. It's a resurgence of the sacred within us all, a returning to the sacred union within, a rekindling of heaven and earth. You can begin to bring harmony and balance by creating it in your own life. The ripples will flow from there. You can honor and balance the sacred masculine and feminine energies within yourself and others. Whew. I feel that too. And I feel that, we've had a lot of Mars and Venus. They were connecting. And I think now they're connecting in other ways. I feel that may be another reason why we have these fluctuations of highs and lows between the masculine and feminine. When we're dropped down into the third dimension, we can see how our dominant, distorted masculine energy takes over. That need to do, need to prove, need to make sure that we're safe and gonna survive. But then we gotta balance that out with more of that nurturing, some downtime, some time to reflect and learn to flow. Feminine energy is in the flow, is receptive. So we are learning about our own masculine and feminine energies within. And we have portal. Here we go. That's eclipse right there is a portal. Gotta find it in the book. That's right. 2.35 inches of rain is no joke. It is no joke. Oops. Doors are opening for you. Your thoughts are extra powerful for you right now. Planets are aligning. The timing is right. The universe is saying, yes, you have the Midas touch. Your hard work is being rewarded. This is a time when you can reap the rewards for efforts made in the past. It's also a time when you can achieve a lot. Great leaps can be made. Extreme transformation can occur. Great distances can be traveled in a short space of time. You're swimming with the cosmic current of life. What experience would you like to have? What do you want to create? What new adventure would you like to manifest? Don't lose focus. Use this moment in time wisely. Be conscious and clear with the emotions and thinking. Projects that you've been working on come to fruition. Things are in full bloom. It's time to take your harvest and taste your well-earned fruits. When this card comes in a spread, it's a sure sign that effortless change is possible. If you've been looking for a sign, this is your portal into that new reality. Now is the time to make big changes. If you've been guided to switch things up, you're extremely well supported right now. Use this energy to jump right on in. Mars will be in Aries very soon, yes. What I'm also picking up here quickly, I'm seeing these as the two eclipses. So first of all, bringing masculine and feminine energies into more balance within us. Libra, the Libra eclipse, the lunar eclipse. And then when we get to the other side of that balance, we see an open window of opportunity, a portal. Time is not linear, and they continue to pour this message onto me. Time is not linear, to hold this space of expectation of when is it going to happen? I need it to happen now is really truly only going to cause you more frustration and pain. So to trust in the flow and in the timing of everything. These are really important times that we're in right now of great change on the planet for us all. And I'm feeling it. I'm sensing it. I'm feeling it. I'm picking it up. Yes, I too sometimes get frustrated and would like things to flow a little bit better, but I'm learning that that's not up to me. It is up to the flow of the energy. And when I release control, it all comes together. And the people that I'm actually working with or meant to work with have been coming into my life. Like magnets. It's been wild and amazing. So I understand why things weren't supposed to happen yet, because there are a couple key characters that weren't ready yet. Now they are. So you see what I'm saying? Like, it's not just me. There are other people in the mix that are also going through their thing. And when the timing is right, we come together to work together. So I am excited about that. And I do see, I've had some sneak previews of all of that already, and I'm really enjoying that. So I'm going to hold faith and trust that everything is happening, and it is happening in that divine timing. So that is what I have for us all. Thank you guys all for joining me. And let's just keep learning how to go with the flow. We'll get it down. We will get it down eventually. And life actually feels better when we are in the flow, for sure. So thank you all for being here tonight. I'm going to go snuggle with Kylie so she doesn't get lost in her own house. Have a great night or a great day wherever you are. Yeah, still swimming in dreamy Pisces. Me too. Time for action is just around the corner. I know. I am too. I'm not feeling that big Aries energy yet, but it'll come, I'm sure. You're welcome. Thank you guys. Big hugs to you. Big hugs to Kylie. I will give her hugs. Love you guys all. Thank you for joining me. Have a great night or day wherever you are. Bye.